How's it going out there, YouTube land and also social media lands? Welcome to an all-new video. In this video, we're going to be reviewing a new film that came out last year in 2021. I'm just getting around to finally watching it, and this movie was so amazing. Can't wait to talk about it. So we're going to get right into this action-packed film that's very along the lines of John Wick. So we're going to get right into that. But before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on this video and the other videos I put up. And as always, people, if you enjoy my content and want to check out my other social media platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, definitely check those out, where I pretty much post on a pretty daily basis. So definitely check that out too, people. As always, let's get right into this. So welcome one and all to an all-new video. So like I was saying before, we're going to be reviewing a newer film that came out last year. I think it was around August, I believe it came out, and is a really action-packed, awesome flick that is very much like John Wick, and a lot of those great action flicks from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, you know, along the lines of like films like Bloodsport and Cliffhanger and Terminator, and you know, just really great action flicks with lots of great action. So this film just really brings that to the floor again, and it was so nice to see something this action-packed again. And that happens to be a film known as Nobody. Yeah, Nobody. Yeah. Great film, fantastic film, really enjoyable. Action-packed, so well casted, so well directed, and just all around a great action flick. I know I'm just getting around to watching it now. I know it came out last year, and I'm just finally getting it, but this movie was so amazing, and I wish I had gotten to see this in the big screen, because this was awesome. Even on my big TV I have, I still would have loved to see this on the really big screen. But this film happens to be directed none other by a gentleman that goes by the name of Ilya Naishuller. Yeah. Ilya. Yeah. Ilya. So Ilya is an amazing director. He's done a lot of great things over the years. I mean, he hasn't done a ton of things, but what he has done is they've been fun, they've been awesome, and he's just done a really good job. And, of course, one of his films is what really got him on the map and made him a really great legend. And that actually happens to be one of the great movies that got me into his directing. And then, of course, a film called Hardcore Henry. Yeah, Hardcore Henry. Oh my god, this movie is so freaking amazing. And he brought a lot of those elements from Hardcore Henry and brought them to Nobody. And gave us these action-packed scenes that were so good. He brought us a lot of great scenes in this film. I mean, there's a few scenes in this film that were just so well choreographed, so well executed, and just made this film so badass. I mean, there's a scene where Bob Odenkirk's character, Nobody, it like takes on this clan and the bus, and the action sequences, the precision of the fight sequence there was just so on point. I mean, from how Odenkirk is getting hit to how they're fighting and their style and stuff, all in a bus, and it's very similar to like Shang-Chi's fight sequence on the bus and stuff like that, where it just was so well choreographed, and you would never guess that they could have done all that inside of a bus, and it just was so well conceived. Ilya did an amazing job directing this film, gave us this really great action-packed film that just overall was really amazingly done. If you haven't seen Nobody yet, check it out for Ilya's directing. He did a great job. So this movie has a really great cast, very enjoyable characters, very enjoyable people that bring such greatness to their characters, just are really well done actors who really bring a lot of flavor to the characters and are always superb in their roles. To start us off with this awesome cast, none other than the main guy himself, Mr. Nobody himself, Mr. Bob Odenkirk. Oh yeah, Bob Odenkirk, woo, Bob Odenkirk. Absolutely love Bob Odenkirk. Of course, you might recognize him from Breaking Bad. You might recognize him from the spin-off series Better Call Saul. You might recognize him from a slew of things over the years. But he's just a great, fantastic actor who is very enjoyable and is great at comedy, but also great at drama and action as well. Now with this film, Nobody. You know, a great film that, you know, a couple great films that I've really enjoyed him in are really small parts. They're kind of cameos in the films. And I think that just in these small little parts, these little cameos that he did, were such superb comedy acting. And it really showed Bob has such a great sense of humor and just a great acting ability. Now, those two films happen to be known as the films Wayne's World 2 and The Cable Guy. Yeah, absolutely love his two cameos in these two films. Of course, in Wayne's World 2, he is one of the two salespersons that come up to Wayne and Garth at the backstage area where they're singing Aerosmith at the very beginning of the film, and they're asking, we sold from house to house to get here, those two guys. And Bob Odenkirk is one of those characters. And then, of course, in The Cable Guy, he is actually he's Steven's brother, Matthew Broderick's character in the film. And we get to see him in the scene where they're all playing Pictionary, or Password, I should say, scene after Matthew Broderick's character has gotten out of jail that night. And those two portrayals were so on point, awesome, and so much fun. And I think some of my favorite work by Bob in films. And, of course, Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad, he was so amazing in. But in Nobody, he was just so stinking badass and so fun and just really kicked butt. Very much felt like John Wick, especially because the screenplay was done by Derek Kolstad, who's done the first 3 John Wick films. And just overall was just such a great performance by Bob, and he was so amazing and so awesome. If you haven't seen Bob Odenkirk or anything, definitely check him out. And Nobody, he was really superb in it. So that brings me to the next actor I like to talk about that was in this film, and that is none other than the actress known as Miss Connie Nielsen. Oh yeah, Connie Nielsen, woo, Connie Nielsen, yeah. I mean, Connie Nielsen, she's an established actress. She's been around for a long time. She's awesome. She's beautiful. She's fun. She always does a really great job as her characters. I mean, she's really become famous recently for portraying Wonder Woman's mother in the Wonder Woman films. And, is just all around a great actress. But one of my all-time favorite roles of hers, of course, is a great 2000 film that won Best Picture and was directed by Ridley Scott. And that, of course, film Gladiator. Yeah, Gladiator. Yeah. Absolutely love that freaking film. It's so amazing, so awesome. Amazing picture. Definitely deserved the Best Picture that year. The action, the choreography, the whole story, the acting by everyone was so amazing, that film. Just on point perfection. And Russell Crowe, oh my god, that movie was so intense for him. He was so freaking good in it. Joaquin Phoenix, everyone was so good in this film, and so was Connie Nielsen. I really enjoyed her as the character. I really enjoyed her performance. I liked her relationship with everyone in the film. And just overall, I thought that she did such a great performance, and you really felt like she really was that character. And she really brought that character to life and gave a really outstanding performance. If you haven't seen Connie Nielsen or anything, definitely check it out on Gladiator. She was so freaking fantastic in it. But overall, I thought she was okay in Nobody. She did a pretty decent job. I found her a little lackluster in the film. She was kind of somber. And I understood that's kind of what her character was supposed to be, because, she isn't happy with how her relationship is with her husband and so forth like that. But still, I think she could have put some more pep in the acting, a little bit more feeling into the character, and I just didn't feel that really from her. And I know she's capable of so much more. So I wasn't too impressed by her in the film, but still, she was a good addition, and I enjoyed her as Bob Odenkirk's wife in the film. And I thought that overall, she did a pretty decent job. Overall, decent performance. So that brings me to the final actor I'll be talking about that was in this film. And that is none other than the awesome, the amazing Mr. Christopher Lloyd! Oh my god, Christopher Lloyd. I love this man. He is one of the best, awesome, amazing, freaking actors, comedians ever. And I absolutely love that he's still acting, he's still getting out there and doing some action-packed stuff. This guy is so awesome. I mean, from Back to the Futures to Taxi to films like The Dream Team and so forth. He is just an amazing actor that has such great comedy chops. But also at the same time, he is really good at doing some dramatic or even action-packed elements. He's been in a few action-packed films over the years, and he's so good at it. And he always brings such a greatness to his characters that's so much fun. And he's just always such a joy to watch in anything. Now, another movie I really enjoyed him in, and I think is a great classic from 1994, where he plays a fake camp counselor, is the film Camp Nowhere. Yeah. Camp Nowhere. Oh my god, this movie's so freaking awesome. Andrew Keegan, great cast, and Christopher Lloyd is so awesome in this film. He's so hilarious, so fun, and playing this pretend, camp counselor, he becomes friends with the main kid and becomes this kind of fatherly figure, but at the same time he still is the kind of scoundrel he is, but at the same time, he just brings a really great warmness and just a really great characterization to his character, and so much fun. If you haven't seen Camp Nowhere, definitely check out Christopher Lloyd, and he is perfection in that film. But overall, I really enjoyed him as Bob Odenkirk's dad in the film. I thought he was so cool, and his action sequences were so awesome, and just exactly what he did in those scenes was on point, just amazing too. And I love seeing him get out there and just fight and do these things, and it was just so cool. Being in his 80s now, he's still kicking butt, and he was a great addition to the film and adding to that already great cast. You also had Roz in this film too. He had some brief airing in the film. Just overall, it was just a great performance by Christopher Lloyd and just so much fun. If you haven't seen Christopher Lloyd, anything, definitely check him out. In Nobody, he was so fantastic. So what is Mr. Nobody about? Basically, the premise of Mr. Nobody is a average suburban man basically is out one night. He's on a bus. These guys start messing with this chick, and he decides to take it into his hands and stop these guys from harassing this woman. Well, after harassing these women, he ends up finding out that one of these guys is the little brother of a Russian mob guy. And basically the rest of the movie about him stopping the Russian mob guy from trying to kill him. And you end up finding all this interesting information about Nobody, and that he actually he used to be this former assassin for the government, and that he has extra set of skills that you didn't know he had. It's a really fantastic film, really well done, really well written and directed by all involved, and just really great acting overall. Such action-packed scenes, great visuals. Everything in this film was so on point and so much fun. Huge 10 golden movie boxes up on this bad boy. Definitely can't wait to buy it and add it to my collection. Really fantastic film. If you have not seen it, definitely check it out. It's on HBO Max now. It's so much fun and so enjoyable. Worth the watch. So that's it for this review, guys. As always, thank you for watching, thank you for liking, also thank you for subscribing. And if this is your first time here, or you have been here before, don't forget to check out any older, newer videos you might not have seen mine yet. As always, people, if you want to show support for the channel, definitely check out my links down below. Either for my Patreon page, where I do extra things for my patrons who subscribe to my channel on my Patreon, and they get all these kind of cool accoutrement extras and stuff like that, like outtakes, bloopers, all that kind of cool stuff. They also get to choose what I might do now, like another video in the future and stuff like that, which is really awesome, so definitely check that out. And as always, people, if you enjoy horror films, definitely check out the Horror Pack link, where you can get great horror films to your door for a great low price every day, or every month to your door. So definitely check that out too. As always, people, catch you in the next one.